slash Vendetta. I got an exclusive today, man. The prominent MC out of the NYC, now residing in California, man. My boy Echo is his name.
Yes.
But
This platform is created for cats like yourself to be able, we're trying to, stop supporting whack rappers and only support the
I
dope.
love it. I love it.
As my boy Interrogator say. So you feel me? We doing what we do, man. Welcome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, bro.
And again, sincerely, my apologies on the delay, but man,
It's all good, man. In hip hop, I've never come to
Man.
expect anything than the surprise. So
Man,
it's all
so-
good for me. I roll with all of it. All of it.
so now that we here and we finally get to meet face to face, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's been going on with you, man? Tell me about.
Right now, what I've been working on is in the last 7 months, I've been putting out 5 tapes. I was never one for like projects and putting out albums. After my daughter was born in 2014, I just decided I was gonna only put out singles.
She's 7 now.
Yes, sir. So I was putting out singles on a monthly basis. Some singles would have a video, some singles wouldn't, but I was just putting out singles because I felt freer doing music that way instead of being confined to like a rollout of an album and a concept and a cohesiveness, so to speak. So I just wanted to just be freestyling kind of with the music. But this last year during the pandemic, I figured it would be a good idea for me to start putting something together that was not seen yet, like dropping a tape a month. So I figured every month I would put out a 5-song tape. So right now I'm on season 5 of that mixtape run.
So yeah, I've been listening to that for the past week, man. The
Dope.
season 1 to the. I even tapped into Monkey Business.
Oh man, yeah, that's our record.
And I got a question, but we're gonna get back to that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, I've been tapping in from season 1 to season 5. You just dropped that a couple of days ago, right?
About a week ago, yeah.
About a week ago.
Yeah. That's on Bandcamp right now,
Yeah,
season
yeah,
5.
so I've been banging
Echo is
that.
the name TV.
What does it's one song on there? Fuck the world.
That's on season 4, yeah.
That's season 4.
That's
season
with Gun
4.
1.
That's that shit.
Yeah.
Goes.
Thank you.
So that hook go. Fuck the world. The Gaia.
Stick my dick into Gaia.
What is that? What is the Gaia?
Gaia is something that a lot of Gaia, Gaia.
Okay.
Gaia. It's a way that a lot of shamans and a lot of different people in tribes a long time ago would describe Earth as a living thing, a living entity that has a heartbeat, so to speak. And they called it Gaia. So Gaia itself,
This is
Earth
another word
itself,
for Earth.
it's another word for
Wow.
Earth. So that's
See,
when I say,
okay.
fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia,
Oh man, that shit goes.
make a new world, make you say the shit is fire.
Hey man, if y'all not hip to Echo, man, y'all need to go to Echo is his name.
Echo is the
His
name.
shit is Echo is the name. His shit is streaming on all platforms. No exaggeration, man. My boy got bars.
Thank you.
Iller than most of your favorite rappers. You feel me? So, but I was listening to your shit. So, so you met Gun 1 through the homie Convince.
Yes, Convinced is part of the community that I came up with in LA when I moved here from New York City back in '04. Convinced is one of the first people that I met on my like music journey after I decided to start dabbling in the music again out here.
Tell me about that journey. How'd you get to LA from New York, bro?
When I was in New York, I was in the streets a lot. So I was mixed up in hustling, racketeering, money laundering, stuff like that. So it got to a point where in New York, the heat was too much between the cops and the people that I worked for. So I felt I needed to go somewhere to get a clean break, so to speak, or kind of detach from that world, that underworld.
A new start.
A new start. And I figured I already had somebody in Cali who was a homie, a homegirl of mine at the time who was living out here about 3 years. So yeah, she's the homie though. She was my sister. And she told me, come out here and see if you like it. If you like it, stay. If not, go back to NY. I came out here and I loved the vibe as soon as I touched down. Never went back to New York. I've been out here since '04. Yeah, the vibe has just been amazing, being that I lived in not a harsh environment, but a New York City environment for so long, and then seeing something as refreshing as Los Angeles and California and the broad vastness of it, it made me stay.
Well, let me ask you, growing up in New York, where you from? What part of
Washington Heights.
See, I knew
Yeah.
that. See, low-key,
I'm
'cause I
Dominican, so.
See, yeah, because I know, because I've been listening. You
Yeah.
feel me? Then I was going to ask you about the one song, I think it's on season 1, that you speaking Spanish on?
Yeah. On a couple of the songs, Plátano, I
songs,
speak
yeah.
a couple of
On
songs.
those
Of
something.
Yeah.
Those something. You feel me? On the first one.
yeah.
And you were speaking some Spanish, and then you saying, "Watch." I'm like, "Yeah, he bigging up his wife."
Damn. Yeah. Washington Heights is,
Yeah, I was
is
like,
in
yeah.
me forever. So
Yeah,
that
so I'm like,
neighborhood,
he bigging up his video right
Yeah.
now. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Like, that's dope.
that's my vibe right there.
So coming from New York,
yeah.
born and raised in the mecca of hip hop, you feel me?
Totally.
Coming to the West Coast,
Yeah.
how was that transition for you?
It was easier than I thought, considering what I had already been told by the homies and probably what I had felt
The
through
propaganda.
television as far as what Los Angeles was about, what California was about, and realized when I got here that it was all love, especially when it came to the music. Like, opportunities as far as work and living came quick when I got here, but the music, once like 3 years in after I got here, I started to dabble back in the music. I started to see the vibe at clubs, at shows, events. I was like, wow, people really show love out here. It's no like hate. It's no like, I'm not gonna tell you where this gig is at type thing. It was people trying to connect me to other people all the time in LA.
So you didn't automatically come and just start doing music.
No,
You
no.
took a pause.
I took a pause.
You
I took a pause. When
So
I got to
you
LA,
observed the scene first.
yeah, I was just like laying in the cut trying to get my life together as far as like a place to stay, a job, trying to like adjust to
real
like
shit.
coming from a place that was
Yeah.
so
Or
small.
you were trying to get your feet up under you.
Yeah, because New York is big as far as population, but it's small as far as square footage. Like the landscape is very tiny. New York, Manhattan, Brooklyn,
Everything is
Bronx.
next door to each other.
Here it's like another
like a
country.
spread, yeah.
So when I got here, I had to adjust. It took me about 2 to 3 years to adjust to the vastness of and LA and California.
Understood.
But after that, I started to get like hip to people online that were in LA that were doing music, and a couple of them would invite me out to shows and events, and I started to kind of
So,
feel better about being in the hip hop scene out here.
what's the difference between the hip hop energy in New York and the hip hop energy on the West Coast?
Well, I would say, just like I said before, as far as the actual proximity of everything in New York City, there's a tougher grind to everything because there's so much limitation to what's possible, venue-wise, click-wise, depending on what borough you're from in New York City. So out here, I felt like there was so much opportunity to just either be yourself or click up with different cliques and be able to just kind of dabble in a lot of different vibes in like places.
So the Barrows. So okay,
Because you got Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens,
6 of them,
Staten
right?
Island, 5.
5.
Yeah. I've lived in all boroughs except Staten Island, but I've lived in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens.
So so when you say like the vast of it, or the how this when people, because when I was in high school,
Mhm.
I was chilling with a lot of New York cats.
Okay.
I was going back and forth.
Okay.
And cats used to, you feel me? My West Coast homeboys that I grew up with used to be. you listen to Too
Got
Much
love for
Method
New York,
Man, you
yeah.
feel me, and all that. And I'm like,
It's hip hop.
it's just hip hop. You
Yeah.
feel me? But then I had the opportunity to go and live in Maryland, right?
Okay. DMB.
DC,
DMV,
20
oh,
minutes.
yeah.
I was right in the middle. 20 minutes from Baltimore, 20 minutes from DC.
Right.
So I met my homeboy Sidney. He was from Jersey.
Okay.
So we drove to Jersey one night.
Mm-hmm.
We supposed to just went to go get his son. We end up in New York, bro. All the way in Brooklyn, my nigga.
Wow.
So, and that experience of dealing with that East Coast energy, like,
Mhm.
they was like, it was love, you feel me?
Mhm.
But they thought I talk different. I
Of
talk
course.
proper, you feel
Alien.
me? But I'm thinking y'all talk proper.
Right. Right.
You feel
It's an
me?
accent thing.
It's,
Yeah.
it's an accent thing.
Yeah.
But then when it came down to it, it's like, man,
It's all love.
it's all love.
Yeah.
Bro. It's we need to stop coming and fall into the propaganda.
Yeah, that's where I had all my preconceived notions of the Biggie
Yeah.
Pac thing, obviously. So I
Yeah.
thought people in LA hated people from New York. So when
Yeah.
I got here, it was intimidating as far as like my ability to approach people. I heard about
But
obviously
yeah, rhyme.
the
you feel
gangs,
me?
the
Yeah.
colors. Don't wear this here. Don't wear that over there. They're going to that neighborhood at night. So I was like, okay, let me figure this out. And it was hard to figure out because, like I said, of the vastness. Like every other day, I would hear of a new name of a new city in LA, and I was like, I'm used to 5. And this person would be from Whittier, Claremont, Pasadena, Orange
Oceanside,
County, San
yeah.
Diego. I was like, my Riverside. I was like, where?
Oxnard.
That's one of the things that I loved the most when I started to actually dabble back into music was going to different places to rap. Like realizing how many different venues I can go to, and city-wise, how many places I can go to if I really wanted to get on like a little bit of a circuit and just hit spots for rapping.
And with you being a New York nigga, you so neutral, you can go anywhere.
That's what the love was. So everybody, I was accepted. I've been accepted everywhere I go as far as like
with a cat that's born and raised in California, you feel me? No matter what, if you ain't really carrying yourself in the right, you feel me, presentation, or
Right.
representing the right thing, or you might talk about one thing on the mic,
right.
you feel me, and not living that life, you gonna get
Yeah.
niggas gonna, you feel me?
Authentic is authentic
They gonna
anywhere
test
you
you.
go. Yeah.
They gonna test you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
If you
So,
real with it, then anybody that's real should recognize it.
man, I love this hip hop shit, man.
Absolutely.
Man. So how'd you meet Gun One?
Gun through the same click, convinced. Through Dada, through just being able to be immersed in like I was talking about earlier, like the blog era out here in 2010s, 2011, 2013. I actually in 2012 got signed to Death Row for a year and a half.
Doing that process of somebody else buying it and all
Exactly.
that shit.
A guy named Jonathan in Kentucky bought the label at an auction and had a bunch of like Southern MCs and rappers on the label at the time. I think people like Freshwater Brooks, a couple of other MCs that I had never heard of at the time, but they signed me because my boy got put on as an AR at the label at that time. So it all kind of aligned.
Understood.
So I just wanted to label help at that time because I've always felt that my issue was just not having reachability.
You didn't have the machine behind you.
So I was like, this will work great. But again, like as you said, like the type of vibe that I be on, the type of raps that I rap, the concepts and topics I rap about, it's hard for people to wrap their head around initially. And at the time, they didn't know what to do with me. And I already had a project in the bank. Like I already had recorded an album. But when they heard it, they was like, you're talking about CIA, Black Panthers, quantum physics, reincarnation. We don't know what to do with this type of rapper.
But I could see you, if Death Row was still afloat, you and Corrupt doing some dope shit together.
Corrupt, yeah. The God, yeah.
Would have been, you would have challenged him.
But like I said, at the time, the guy that bought the label decided he was taking it in a different direction. So it was all very Kentucky-based, Midwest-based.
I think that was a whole plot to tank Death Row in the first place.
Probably.
You feel me?
Probably. I mean, I think a toy company bought Death Row at one point.
But I wanted to ask you,
auction.
since you was born and raised in NYC,
Yes,
and moving to California,
yes,
the gang culture in New York, when you grew up, is not the gang culture
no, never was. That's one of the things that I didn't understand when I first moved here was the aspect of, I know people in my hood, we rob people for things. If there was robberies in my neighborhood, if my boys was doing stick-ups, it was for gold, or it was for money, it was for something tangible. But out here, when I first started to hear about the violence and realizing that it was over territories, and colors themselves, like I couldn't wear like a blue hat in this neighborhood or a purple hat in this area when I was going to studios. I was like blown away by that concept that was like an actual existence out here where people were like banging, but it wasn't necessarily about taking you for your money or for your chain or your coat or your sneakers. It was about you wearing the wrong thing in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I was like, oh shit, that's gonna be weird to adapt to, because I never had to think that way before leaving the house or going to a studio in Crenshaw or going to a studio near Watts or what. I would never, and at the time when I was out here, girls that I would mess with they would try to hit me to like, don't go to that neighborhood at that time, or don't wear that there, or don't go in that neighborhood at that time, rocking that. I was like,
attention.
I was blown away by that whole like trying to shift my mindset from like, we don't rob for that, we rob here for that, we jump you for that. Okay.
It all plays in fact, but now though in New York, cats is really banging Bloods and Crips.
Yeah, it somehow got there. I don't know. It's like rock. I guess somehow it managed to get across the country to reach the kids.
Cause like when I was coming up, being a West Coast nigga, and listening to a plethora of New York MCs and getting that New York vibe, because that's the mecca of hip hop, falling in love with hip hop.
Right.
I knew they was talking shit about my side.
Huh.
You understand what I'm saying? In their rhymes, taking shots at our culture of our gang life, our gang experience. You feel me? So Now, all these OGs, from the KRS Ones
Mm-hmm.
to the Brother J's from X Clan, because X Clan is from Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
And we was banging the shit out of that out here.
Peace
You
to the
understand what
God,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Peace to the God.
Yeah.
You feel me? And Poor Righteous Teachers and all that.
PRT,
You
yeah.
feel me? Who was
Cleveland.
subliminally taking shots
Mm.
at the way we rhymed at the time
Mm.
because of what they was choosing to put out.
Right.
Now,
But I think it was the same thing for me at the time. It was just like a big confusion, like a misunderstanding, like not having an ability to understand because not being immersed in that life. Like what is it that makes you want to be violent towards another person over that of all things?
it was
But
violence
not
in New York towards
Of
the
course.
same, it was genocide in every urban
Of
ghetto.
course, we
You
just
feel
didn't
me?
understand. And
The
probably now,
concept of the colors.
now that we got colors, now we got Bloods and Crips
So
in New York.
I'm trying to figure out because y'all was way on being more open-minded, of being more revolutionary and more conscious. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Of being nation gods and earth. You
Yes.
feel me? Being more proactive of being that way. How did the OGs from the African Bambadas to the
Mm-hmm.
KRS Ones, because you a New York native, how do
Yeah.
you feel like how did they let that the industry influence
I
the
think
community to
I think it's
do
the-
that ignorant shit?
I think it's the internet. I was just having a conversation today with wifey about how the only thing that I could point to that's a common denominator with
the
the way things have
internet.
changed, and not just hip hop, but just obviously the rise in like mass shootings. Like the way I see mass shootings happen within weeks here in America, like I've never as a kid seen that in my life on the news. Like people going into a supermarket and shooting 12 people, people going into a school and shooting
Never.
8 kids. I never came up on that
Never.
life, but the only thing that I could think of that's something that was never on earth when I was a kid that's on earth now, that's completely new, that never been on earth, is the internet. The ability somehow for people to either get too much information or misinformation or an ability to feel this weird anonymity where they could just be assholes with no accountability. Where before, if you was an asshole face to face with somebody, so you might get punched in the face for being an asshole. Now you
Get
could be an
held
asshole.
accountable.
Yeah, now you could be an
Yeah.
asshole and get away with it and bully people and do all that other nonsense online. So I think
all
that led to a lot of like an ability for the youth more than anything to be led astray.
Yeah.
That's why the youth get into like the drill scene and the Bloods and Crips and things that went away. Like I always harken back to like 1992, 91 when "Fight the Power" was the #1 song in America.
Fight the power.
Like the Spike
Yeah,
Lee
I
video,
remember
"Do the
that
Right Thing"
energy,
movie,
yeah.
all that was #1.
School days and all that.
And I feel
shit,
like
yeah.
somewhere in government, somewhere somebody was like, hey,
we don't want that. They
Fight the
they-
Power is #1 record in America? Hell no. No, we got to put an end to that. Find some ignorant shit. Find something to get these kids hooked on something else. Because now they galvanizing. They talking revolution. They talking about Elvis is an asshole. Like we got to do something about these kids galvanizing.
They
man.
say they already said that that was a strategic plan.
I always said
they
that.
they got rid of all the conscious rappers and put out all this
Yeah.
bullshit.
You can see FBI and CIA manipulating UMG and the Universal Music
we
Group
just-
and labels.
Is society are we just dumb now? Or are we just cowards?
I think it's a weird juxtaposition how we're in the information age, but we seem
knowing
to
what they're
act on
doing
less
to us,
information.
But we knowing what they're doing to us, and we
Mm-hmm.
still allowing it.
Yeah, because there's a comfort in what we know. There's a comfortability, and people, even in relationships, people stay in relationships because they're comfortable with who they with instead of risking the unknown. We, as a society, are afraid to risk the unknown, so we continue in this comfortable. That's why we march the same way. You see how long people have been marching in streets and protesting since the
shit ain't
60s,
changed.
since the late 70s,
Shit
when
ain't changed.
but yet not. It's not changing,
ain't
but yet next week somebody gets murdered. I bet there'll be people marching and putting and community organizing a protest. But for what?
Go get the guns.
Because it's something has to be different than what we've been doing. Obviously,
Are you a spiritual man?
completely.
Do you believe in what you believe in religion, or you would?
I take from all doctrines. I think all doctrines have some seeds of truth in them. Whether or not you let them become who you are is your choice. But I feel like either Buddhism, Taoism, Catholicism. Right now I'm building with a lot of the 5%ers. I got a couple of enlighteners that I build with at Parliament every last Sunday of the month. Down in Ladera Park, we get together and we talk about the different mathematics, alphabet. We try to build on
What
120.
days?
It's on Sunday, every last Sunday of
Every
the
last
month in
Sunday of the
Ladera.
month?
Yeah, the God Born Allah put it together. A new parliament here in Love Allah for people to be able to reach the youth. Because like I just said 5 minutes ago, the youth is where even revolution happens. If you look back historically, any revolution that's ever happened in the timeline of Earth has been first started by the youth of that society at the time, angry about something. Right now, the youth are so numb and so led astray. There's no ability for a revolution to take place.
They ain't even. Yeah, that's the whole point.
You
It's
don't
like,
you don't think you're a slave when you think you're free.
you think you're free.
You think you're free. You don't think you're a slave, so you
There
don't
ain't
fight
no
for
fighting
shit.
in these little dudes.
They don't realize what's happening to them. So it's a matter of either like you said, the OGs, MCs like me, rappers like me, rappers like the KRSs of today, that are trying to put some seeds of knowledge in the raps, trying to get kids to Google shit and be. Because I get the DMs all the time when I put raps out about things like the CIA, Kissinger, Black Panthers. I get kids DMing me like, "Yo, I googled what you rapped about. You said something that had me blown away. I googled it and now I know what it is." I'm
Hey,
like,
and you're gonna always have a connection with that fan forever.
exactly.
Because I'm gonna tell you, that's why KRS-One is one of my favorites.
The teacher,
Feel me? The teacher.
the
'Cause
teacher, bro.
Everything that he said on that Blueprint album on You Must Learn. You feel me? When he broke that shit down, and John 3:16, I went back and we
Research.
researched
Yes.
and got the books he was talking about and read the books he was talking about and understood that he was talking some real stuff.
Yeah, I may not
Oh,
be the
like,
cause of
oh.
revolution, but I'm gonna be the seed that plants.
Seed,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is. If
Feel
I could
me?
put something in the music where a kid is gonna
Yeah.
look it up, at some 13, 12-year-old, 25-year-old is gonna be like, what was he talking about? Area 51. Was he talking about Project Blue? Shadow. Like, let them look it up and find it out for themselves, so they could put that knowledge forward and plant their seed.
Do you write your rhymes on purpose to be complex, or it just come out that way?
First off, the beat always speaks.
Tell you what to do.
Tells me what to do, and then at that point I decide about whether or not that song is a song that needs to have some sort of responsibility about saying something. They all say something, but it's a matter of how much of something I want to say in a song. Whether it's going to be gems sprinkled throughout the whole thing, or whether I'm just going to hit the
Just
kids.
swag on it.
Yeah, I'm going to just swag, and then like the 4th, 7th, maybe 13th bar in the song, I'm going to hit the kid with something.
Yeah,
And make him be like, whoa,
Yeah,
hear that again. What he said right there? Oh, shit. Google that. Oh, that's what he meant by that. Okay. That's what I live for.
no doubt. That's dope.
Yeah.
Man, I like that one song too. It was on
I got a
Monkey
lot of
Business.
seasons.
Monkey Business, the Cosmic Slop,
Yeah.
the one with Convince.
Shout out Reggie.
Yeah.
Shout out Redman.
Hey, well, I think that was a Keith Murray song.
Cosmic Slop?
Yeah.
Was it all of them?
No, you're right.
I think Redman
Red
put Keith
Man.
on it.
No, it was the Redman song. It was on the
It
red
was on
tape.
what the-
it was on the
it was
red
on the
tape.
red
It was on
tape.
the red tape. Yeah, the
Cosmic
Slop.
Slop.
Yeah,
Man.
that was the red tape. That was the red
I was
tape.
birthed by all of them. Redman, Buckshot, Cannabis, Fugees,
Man.
Low Tug, Lost Boys.
What's the Cosmic Slop?
Cosmic slop as far as scientifically, or what
Yeah.
I mean scientifically, cosmic slop is the microwave radiation that we have found in the background of the universe that gives us the age of the Big Bang as far as how old we really are. That's why a lot of people say, how old are you, Echo? I say I'm 13.8 billion years old. 'Cause I've been here since the beginning of this universe. So if you
Word.
were all-star stuff.
Absolutely.
Everything
Original.
found in us is
Yeah.
still stuff
Yeah.
from stars that were exploding back when this universe started.
So and I heard how you put that song, man. I was like, man, that hook is dope. I was like, that was dope. I played that a couple times, man. I was
Thank
like, that
you.
shit was hard. Bro.
Thank you.
And Convince did that beat. He did that too. I was like, man, y'all was on.
Shout
some
out
shit.
Convinced, man. If it wasn't for Convinced, I probably wouldn't be in the position I am as far as Los Angeles and having the fan base I got in LA, because he was one of the first ones to make me feel comfortable enough about being New York, but rapping in LA, like introducing myself on stage as being from New York, not hiding the accent, like just spitting the way I spit and not trying to sound like an LA cat.
Which is cool because, like, I think that was the me being born and raised in California, man, and being able to experience, the East Coast energy.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely know that, regardless of what, there's an underlying hate for us.
You think so?
I know so, because
so?
it's not intentional though, because it's just a simple fact: New Yorkers are New Yorkers.
Mm-hmm.
and hip hop is where it was birthed.
I would say it's twofold. I would say it has one to do with the fact that it's bi-coastal. So our antithesis in a way as far as being the major
Don't use
metropolitan
them big ass
location.
words on me. This is not the SAT.
That's how I talk. But it's like the polar opposite of New York as far as what New York is on its side of America, it being the major metropolitan city, and Los Angeles on this side of America being the major focal point of the major metropolitan city on that side. So it's always like I think one way or another, it's always going to be a sense of like wanting.
Some cats, I just feel, man, just don't respect our craft. It's just because of where hip hop was originated.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of New Yorkers have chips on their shoulder about it being the
like,
Mecca.
Oh, you feel me?
No.
So
see, I personally,
I get it, my guy.
I personally appreciate the fact that people like in the South started to rap, people in the Midwest started to St. Louis, people in Texas. I appreciate the fact that anything that came out of that city made the brothers find their creative expression in some way or
But
the
I
other.
think here on the West, we had the most innovative underground hip hop scene. Like far as like hip hop cats, you know, out in on the West, like that never got no shine nowhere else, but
they're killers.
But they kill.
I'm on mixtapes with Razzcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Exhibit, J-Ro from the Licks, Planet Asia.
Man, yeah. So you know, there's a lot of cats.
I mean, the people that are embedded in hip hop in New York definitely know about the people that are worth talking about in LA for sure.
Understood.
Like I just said, like Planet Asia is like not even like a living legend.
Or let me ask you this:
Yeah,
hip hop was created in New York. Why was hip hop created?
I think it was a matter of the youth at that time feeling that there was a necessary other way for them to be able to express themselves.
Let me
Hip hop as far as the umbrella.
Let me articulate
graffiti,
my question. Let me articulate
dance.
my question so you can understand it better.
Yeah.
The gang culture then, before hip hop really kicked off in New York, was you know violent. You know, it wasn't really too much gunplay then, but you know, it was knives,
yeah.
you know, niggas meeting up the Warriors type stuff. You feel me? Before they killed Osiris.
Right.
You feel me? So before then, it was no hip hop. But then hip hop came to when they started breakdancing and, you know, DJing basically against each other. The gangs, correct?
Yeah.
So in my mind, how I look at it, me being a West Coast nigga, hip hop was created as basically the first peace treaty, gang peace treaty.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You feel me?
It was a way to
bridge the gaps, to bridge the, you know, to stop the violence.
Right.
So we can really, you know, stop being physical with each other. You feel me? But and start expressing our energy and anger in another way. My nigga, you dance, you graffiti, listen, start tagging our hoods. You go break on this nigga and you got bars, you got the beats. Let's go get these niggas. That way. Let's stop, because we can't be, you know.
Absolutely.
So I'm in my mind, I'm like, I'm like, that's the first gang peace treaty.
Really? In
In essence, you feel me? Yeah. So this, and you know, you being a New York native, how did y'all ever see it that way?
I mean, probably from a subconscious level, because we all know because it's part of the way we rap. There is
always been living.
There's an aggression.
Yeah.
To it, and there's obviously that competition level with an MC, and where people are battling and people
Niggas never get that, like, oh,
that's not really, you know, I mean, I don't even know if you find that in other genres. I don't know if people in rock battle or if people in jazz battle. They collaborate and MCs collaborate, but there is a definite competition and aggression level to hip hop and rapping itself that was probably birthed from that need to like be able to communicate differently, communicate with each other differently.
That alpha energy, though.
Yeah, where do we dump this out? How do we dump this out without killing each other?
That, you know, me, you know, being, you know, a hip hop, I consider myself a hip hop historian. Yeah. You feel me? Being from the West, you feel me? You know, I consider myself like, I think I know hip hop history better than some New York cats. Y'all claim to, you know. Like literally, man. Like, you know, because, you know, hip hop is who I am, is what I am. You feel me? It's who I am, and rap is what I do.
Yep.
You understand what I'm
Same.
saying? Rap is just a craft.
Same,
Hip
yeah.
hop is, you feel me? Because I'm that higher infinite power healing our people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? That you
Hip
feel
hop.
me? That manifests.
Mm-hmm.
They thought that was just gonna flock over.
Yeah.
But when they kids came home
Mm-hmm.
dressing like us and sounding like us,
Yeah.
they had to
No, this is a
reconsider.
culture. We live and breathe
This
this.
is a real culture because
We live and breathe
and you
it.
think about the history of our people, we've always created the culture.
Mm-hmm.
No matter
Yeah.
where we went, we created
Yeah.
culture.
Because we exploding from the inside out, and it's got to come out in some way. It's got to express itself somehow, and this is one way it expresses itself, just like the graph, just like the breakdancing,
I can't remember.
rapping.
I can't remember the scripture in the Bible, but God said it was gonna be a music that's gonna come and speak for them and touch the world.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's why a lot of the raps that I rap about are about 3D printing, automating society, having a resource-based economy.
Hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think hip hop is going to be, because it's such a new thing to the generation, to the last 2 to 3 generations, it's going to be something that transcends and changes the world. Like that, like I said, my ultimate goal in making it, so to speak, as a rapper,
You already
is
made
to,
it, bro.
well, making it as far as I want to be able to 3D print my own city and have it run as a resource-based economy to show people what an automated society and what a free distribution, real supply and demand society looks like. Like being like, imagine you had all your basic needs met. Food, water, shelter, heat. If all 4 of those things you never had to pay for the rest of your life, wouldn't your life be different?
Absolutely.
Exactly. I'm trying to bring around a world that has a already predisposition for every basic human need met to be produced. Why? What we was talking about 20 minutes ago, technology, the internet. On Earth right now, we have something that has never been on Earth ever. Internet, technology, chips, 3D printing. This is something that has never been seen in the history of Earth. So we applying that will free us from everything.
3D printing.
3D printing. You have a 3D printer in your house, like you have a microwave or like you have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
3D printing everything you need at your disposal the moment you need it without you having to buy it. That changes your life dramatically forever. There's a lack that's filled. There's a need you no longer have.
Are you talking about like form of like manifestation, things of that nature?
I'm talking about an actual society that's completely 100% running only on technology and analytics. Technology deciphering what's necessary where and having that filled.
Wow.
Because the only thing that's prevalent in the world is this weird illusion of scarcity we have. The reason things cost something is because we think there's not a lot of it. A diamond costs what it costs, and a Snickers bar costs what it costs because we don't think there's a lot of diamonds. We think there's tons of Snickers. You can get that for 50 cents. A diamond costs 3 G's, 4 bands.
Because we think it's a limited supply.
If we didn't, and there was, instead of scarcity, abundance, and abundance being created by technology, printing things, just anything you see in this room right now, this sofa, that table, that camera, your hat, all can be printed. It doesn't need to be made by a person sewing, a person putting the brim and gluing it to the top of the hat and stitching it. It's all done by a computer. If a computer is doing everything society needs and all your needs are met,
wow,
you don't need shit.
I get you now.
Think of it this way.
Yeah, I feel you.
If tomorrow morning it started raining gold pebbles, imagine, we all would be in the street shoveling that shit in the crib, right? Shoveling it in the fridge, shoveling it in the closet. 2 days it rains gold. 3 days it rains gold.
We're gonna be like, we had enough.
In 6 months, we're kicking it out of our fucking house. I don't want gold no more. Abundance, scarcity. Now, if you have something on Earth right now that's able to produce abundance, use it.
So you think the internet can create that?
It's already being done. You could go to YouTube right now and see. I post videos on my IG all the time of houses being printed by machines in 2 weeks. 3-4 houses built,
Physical.
3-bedroom, people moving into in a month, built by a machine.
Material houses.
On God. on God. So my whole goal as a rapper isn't the gold chains and to buy my 6-bedroom house with 7 bathrooms and a pool in the back and a Tesla in the front. My goal is to be abundant financially enough to build my own, because I know humans are very monkey see, monkey do. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
So I could
That's
talk
how they
about
got this program.
I've been talking about this stuff for 10 years. So I know it's not only me telling people about it. Once they see me do it, they'll say, oh shit, that nigga got a whole 17 house town being run completely on technology. The houses, no house has to pay for electricity. The walls of the house are solar. So the walls of the house itself power the house.
Yeah.
My nigga, like,
yeah.
people aren't thinking on this level. And so I feel like, and as an MC, it's my responsibility to put those type seeds in every rap I rap, and to also talk about that shit in every podcast, interview, radio show I can get to, because the kids don't even know about the ability for what is possible right now.
Do you think it should be a hip hop course in school?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just as far as it being what you said before, an ability to express differently, communicate differently, release anger differently.
Yeah, I think it should be an actual course.
Yeah.
Hip hop 101 so American kids
Yeah.
can have something to identify.
Well, like I said an hour ago, every revolution in history has been done by youth.
By the youth, yeah.
So if I think, what is the easiest way to reach youth today?
Through the music.
Hip hop.
Yeah, through the music.
So if I could put the jewels in the hip hop for them, and they'd be like, I could build a house, bro. Be like,
my bad, yeah.
be like, kids don't know, if I, instead of investing this 2.2 million I made off this record into 3 cars, I can print 3D print 6 houses and put my family in them and make the houses built in a way where the house itself reproduces everything on its own.
You fucking me up with this 3D print, bro.
Bro,
I'm about to do some research, bro.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, between things like 3D printing, the self-checkout at the market,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because people look at something like a lot of philosophers have used the example of the elevator man. When we was kids, there was a guy in the elevator. When you got in, he pressed the buttons. He made the elevator go up. Good day, sir. Bye, ma'am. Blah, blah, blah. Replaced by buttons. That is free. As much as people want to say, them buttons took the job away from bro that was working his job.
I just free labor.
It freed him.
It freed
him. If he didn't have to do that job to be able to provide food, water, shelter, heat, maybe he likes the violin. Maybe he'd like to come up with a way to not have gas in cars. Maybe he'd like to come up with a way to heal cancer. He can't do that because he's at this fucking job helping you go up and down in an elevator. Technology can do that with 6 buttons that light up.
I feel what you're saying. If we can get our basic necessities met, that is divinely ordered.
Thank you.
You feel
It's
me?
a human right, right?
It's our human right. So that we'll be able to work on ourselves to bring more better good to our society.
That's the contradiction to people saying, well, if every basic human need is met, then people will just be lazy. They'll just be sitting around doing nothing.
We'll
I'm
be
like,
doing more positive things. With the energy would be, the vibration would be way more. We'll still have our knuckleheads.
You'll still have some knuckleheads that take advantage, but you will have the mass or the majority percentile of society.
And we'll know how to deal with them.
We'll know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
But us over here, now that we're free from that shackle of having to pay for food, water, and I'm not just talking food, water, I'm talking about printing in a sense where you can print J's. You could print these sweats.
Whatever you want.
You could print whatever the fuck in your house. You could have a printer print a printer.
Yeah, if you want what you want.
But that kind of stuff isn't exactly, like I said, on the forefront, because that eliminates a whole industry.
Yeah.
Think about advertising. People advertise to you. If you can have anything people advertise to you, print it. What the fuck you need an advertisement for?
Yeah.
You don't have to sell me shit. I could have that. Yeah. I could have that in 20 minutes. Well, now the way 3D printing works in about 7 hours.
Yeah.
But by morning, my printer's going to have Those J's I want. I don't need to shop. I don't need to go on eBay. I don't need to go on
Is this
stock.
a real thing?
It's a real thing, bro. It's in its beginnings. That's the beauty of it. The fact that people don't know about it because it is so new, but still so advanced to where, because there's two differences. You and I age, right?
Uh-huh.
We go year to year. You and I age linearly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 1 year old. I'm 2 year old. I'm 3 year old. I'm 4. Technology grows exponentially, meaning it doubles itself every 2 years. So it's 2, 4, 6. It's doubling itself. So in 10 years, technology isn't as advanced as 10 years is. It's triple-fold that, almost quadruple that.
About 30 years in advance.
In the 60s, a computer took up 6 floors in a building.
Now it's only taking
It's
up
in my pocket now.
Yeah.
And that's 20
in our hands.
and that's 1953.
Yeah.
The first computer, the first semiconductor computer.
Yeah.
That's not even 40, 50 years. It's already in my pocket. I have more power in my pocket than a space shuttle.
That's crazy.
We're going
We
already.
can control the space shuttle from our hands.
We're
from our
going. I mean, people, if people realize what's possible now, we'd go with it. We'd go with it. Right now, we fighting it because we ignorant. The society is ignorant. The kids definitely are ignorant. And that's why I feel it's necessary for somebody like me to put the jewels, to put the seeds so that the fruits can grow, because they don't know what's popping. They still talking money phones. They still getting shot over bands, getting shot over, putting tattoos on. I'm like, bro,
Get diamonds in their face.
all that money squandered, wasted. You put it to this type shit not even as black people, not even as people of color,
No, just as
human
as
beings.
humans. Yeah.
We'll be where we wouldn't even imagine we at. And people talk now like it's 2021. I thought we'd have flying cars by now. Motherfucker, we do. You just don't know about it. But if you Google it right now, you'll see 7 YouTube videos of Japanese technologists
Floating
working on
cars.
cars flying over lakes. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of ignorance. But if there's somebody telling them in a way that they get
to get it.
musically, because they're not going to hear it from I get it. I went to college. Professor talking, I'm just like, whatever.
KRS said it's always edutainment.
Edutainment.
We want we need edutainment. You
That's
feel
where
me?
it came from. We were street reporters.
Absolutely.
We were journalists for the hood. We were telling people outside the hood what was going on in the hood. So now if I could tell people in the hood what's going on outside the hood, kind of flip it, the kids is like, oh shit, I didn't know that was possible. Well, now you know. What you gonna do with that knowledge? Turn it into wisdom. Get some understanding.
Man,
It's deeper than rap.
it's way deeper than
It's
rap.
deeper than rap. For me,
It's way deeper than rap. Okay.
we've been
We'll
talking
take
45 minutes.
Yeah.
It felt like 10 minutes.
We having a good conversation.
Oh shit.
Hey, but I got something special for y'all. Yeah, we'll take a little break, watch a video. My boy Echo got some couple verses he gonna spit for y'all live. So, but you know, we're gonna finish the conversation. We're gonna tap in. We'll be right back with y'all.
Pacing to contemplate, looking for ways to eat. I'm starving like Marvin, so I can't get no sleep. Up all night, plotting robberies, clutching my heat. I do my dirt while I'm lonely, cause I plan to stay free. You gon' be on the first 48 if you tell on me. Snitches get dealt with quick, I follow codes of the streets. That's a simple fact why the industry don't fuck with me. Hollywood's the home of the Baphomet, that's why I stay underneath. Feeling like Pac when he did All Eyes on Me. But it's my loved ones who bring me down with scrutiny. But I'ma stay in my community, cause I'm a revolutionary. Put myself on the line like the big homie Machiavelli. I live a thug life with no tats on my belly, but I still smoke heavy like an old school Chevy. You can find me east of the 110, old Main, a century. I told my bros back then that I'ma do this shit infinitely, and I'ma always rep for my city, never selling my soul, because I love the street chemistry. Take the tints off my windows so I can see it vividly, cause the truth is my reality ain't never been pretty.
Get up and make it happen. Make something out of nothing. You don't have to fear anybody, cause we live or die. Get up and make it happen. Make something out of nothing. You don't have to fear anybody, cause we live or die.
With family like mine who need enemies, they smile in my face but wish death on me. Like trying to murder me is gon' set them free. People around here don't see too clearly. That's why I do me and write my poetry for my liberation and sanity. I'm God body and I make history, and I will not believe in none of your mysteries. Quit preaching to me about things that are unseen. I got the Jesus piece to start having demonic dreams. Selling your soul for riches and these flashy things will bring you more stress than living the sing scene. People don't know the pressure that the industry brings. I wish I could time travel and change a few things and go back and hear Marvin Gaye sing, cause jealous one envy's one thing I have seen.
Get up and make it happen. Make something out of nothing. You don't have to fear anybody, cause we live or die. Get up and make it happen. Make something out of nothing. You don't have to fear anybody, cause we live or die.
Look into the mirror, it's clear I'm chasing history. On my knees praying, you playing, unlocking mysteries. Epiphany shining, going overtime. My niggas tricking the bitches, sniffing the coca line. Deeper than most niggas, you a broke nigga. See the homies on bullshit, I get ghost, nigga. Yeah, and me and Tech, we some close niggas. Sucker talking that bourgeois, I bring hope with her. Change that's evident, grind hard for presidents. My son sleep, keep your boys down in my residence. 650 driving, top back moving through the lanes. Going Mary Jane, I do the damn thing. Who'da ever thought that my verses would be monopoly? Did a couple features, now niggas is owning property. Still my music, the small guy loses. Like the far side move.
Get up and make it happen. Make something out of nothing. You don't have to fear anybody, cause we live or die. Get up and make it happen. Make something out of nothing. You don't have to fear anybody, cause we live or die.
Yeah, we back. Mood Swing TV and exclusive with my boy Echo is his name. Yo. So, just to let y'all know, man, today is the God-born day, man.
Happy physical degree, bro.
Man, it's
Happy
my
birthday,
solar
man.
return into the, the day my mama pushed me out. You feel me? I ain't ashamed of my age. I'm 45 and still getting better. Hey, man, what's this? Yeah,
Lemon pepper, he said. Lemon pepper. Lemon drop. Lemon drop. It's got the keef on it. It's got the keef dust on it.
It's that real shit right there.
That's another one of the things.
Right here.
That's one of those things that kept me in LA.
Hey.
Man, when I moved here, I was like, I used to sell dirt in New York. I used to sell like
that
literal
weed
dirt.
Kept you here, huh?
I was like, man, this is the fluffiest, greenest, beautifulest.
It's legal now in New York.
Now it is this week. But it's been legal in New York since I was a kid, as far as we're concerned. We would smoke. I used to smoke around cops just to see if they smell it.
For real?
I was an asshole.
Lady.
She
No,
out.
she's
Lemon drop, lemon drop, lemon drop.
man.
Passing the lemon drop.
Man, so yeah, man. So, man, I'm eager to, see you, man. You spit these verses.
Thank you,
So,
man. Yeah, I'm gonna do a song off season 4, the Gun One tape.
Gun One take.
Yeah. So season 1 was like 4 different producers, and then that's when I decided I wanted to use the concept of one producer a month. So that was in September, season 1. October was J-Trax. Him I met through Convince. That's the god with the beats that was providing me with beats from like the whole
John?
John. Yeah, John provided me back. He was somebody that I never met in person, but Convince always had discs of his beats. So all the songs we would do, me and Convince together, were all J-Trax beats, but I hadn't met him. And I met him like 2 years in. And I couldn't, we just had a great vibe. So this time around, season 2, I said J-Trax tap in, did that tape with J-Trax.
Shout out to J-Trax.
Shout
man.
out J-Trax,
Slept
the god.
on super producer,
Producer, man.
Hey, man.
So
he
talented.
Man, hey, my dude is ill.
Yeah.
He did protect us, man. Man, hey.
He's a beatsmith to like no end.
J-Trax is
Yeah.
ill. The young fella dope. So this is what I've been wanting to ask, man. We had monkey business, man.
Yeah.
It was your first LP you did 2013.
No, I had been working. That was a track.
Well, that's what we seen. I seen on Bandcamp, so that's why I'm asking. That was the first one, the oldest that I guess you start promoting.
Monkey Business?
Yeah, Monkey Business.
No. I mean, I already. 2011 was my first album.
Oh, okay.
That was Repetition of Sound. That was my first album, and that's where I found my sound. As far as like, I had 13 songs on that album. 3 of them were more political, spiritual, kind of talking about metaphysical things. But the other ones were more like street. And then I got into my 2013 album, 100th Monkey.
Okay. The 100th Monkey is what I'm talking about.
100th Monkey, right.
Yeah,
that's my
Monkey.
first
Yeah,
album.
100th
Correct,
Monkey.
correct.
Yeah, 100th Monkey.
100th Monkey.
Monkey Business is the
It's the song we did.
Interrogator and myself.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out
100th Monkey, right.
why Monkey Business didn't make it 100th Monkey. That's what I want. That's what I want to know. Why the Monkey Business didn't make the 100th Monkey?
That was way after.
Oh, that was way after.
Yeah, way after.
I'm like, man, that could have been a dope song for that album.
Oh yeah.
That was the man.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That was the album where I decided I was gonna be myself.
What, the 100th Monkey?
Yeah. That's where I decided I was gonna be the type of rapper that rapped about things that were more fringe and not.
What was the concept behind that album?
The 100th Monkey concept itself is a story about right before World War II, the U.S. dropped an atomic bomb on a deserted island somewhere in the Pacific, and then they put monkeys on that island, macaque monkeys, and they taught one of the monkeys. There were like thousands of monkeys. They taught one of the monkeys to wash its coconut in the waterfall to get the radioactivity from the nuclear bomb that dropped off it. That one monkey did it every other day, washing coconut. And other monkeys looked at that monkey and started to also wash their coconuts. When the 100th monkey did it on the island, all the millions, thousands, millions of other monkeys on the island all of a sudden started to do it too. And nobody could explain the phenomenon of how that occurred. And that's the 100th monkey phenomenon, is this consciousness spark that if my wave, rapping, if I reach a certain number of people, that certain number of people after a certain number of people will spark and cause a complete enlightenment.
That's a true story?
Yeah.
So the monkeys was first, basically the bomb was dropped so all the coconuts was infected.
Yeah.
Through the radiation.
On the island.
On the island.
And then the U.S. military dropped millions of monkeys on that island.
But they
transferred them from another island and put them on that island, taught one
monkey
to wash its coconut.
To wash its coconut to survive.
To survive, to be able to eat it without getting sick.
So was that an experiment?
The whole thing is an experiment. They just they didn't foresee that when this 100th monkey did it,
that
all the millions did it
would start
without ever seeing that 100th monkey do it.
Oh, so I didn't get that.
It was just a spark of consciousness that happened somehow that they can't explain.
So other monkeys in other places start doing it too.
On the island without ever seeing that monkey on that side.
One monkey do it.
So they liken that story to the ability of a human being able to spark an idea in society to where it reaches enough people.
Great minds think alike.
That's why I do what I do. That's why I rap about the things I rap in the hopes that I get a big enough fan base to where if I reach a certain percentile of fans, it'll blow up and people everywhere will be talking about the type of shit I want them to talk about.
Word. Hey, man. Hey, we can sit up here and talk all night, bro. But what we gonna do now is gonna drop these beats and we just might just, let you, spit your verses and me, you and Gator just might get a freestyle session.
There it is. Let's get it.
So, hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Great session with my boy Echo is his name.
Thank you, brother.
We're about to go ahead and relax, because today is the born day. We're about to go ahead and have some more shots of this Douce and Hennessy, courtesy of my boy Interrogator.
Yeah.
You feel me? And roll some more weed.
Yeah.
And let my boy do his thing, man. So,
salute.
Hey, peace, man. I appreciate
you, brother.
Man.
Peace, God.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hey, I don't know what episode this is, but I'm going to have to go back and figure out what it is. And I'll tell you next time. All right, thank you for tuning in.
Yo, what's up, man? When you get here, man? Shit, my nigga, I'll be there in a minute. What's good, though?
I'm just chilling, working on some shit.
You got something hot for me?
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, bang that shit, man. I'm coming down there. Fuck all that. I'm be there in a minute, man.
That's right.
See you in a minute.
For sure.
So I smoke, and I drink, get me through the day. So I smoke, and I drink, just to medicate. They got me saying I-D-G-A-F, I don't give a fuck. I-D-G-A-F, I don't give a fuck. So I smoke, and I drink, take the pain away, pain away, pain away.
Smoking on that kush from my ancestors in Kush. Man, I'm high as rock, thinking about all my brothers that's blood. Who can I tell? They sitting in these cells. Chattel property of hell. My parents all on drugs, prescriptions. Man, this life is crazy. America filled with hate. 50 years since Martin died, turning up in his grave. 50 years since Malcolm died, he turning up in his grave. My dentist for my sons trying to get back 100 years. Product of their environment, look down upon by they kids. Grateful I'm still here, just to give them some hope. Turn them into garbage, let them use their minds as foes. My grandpa raised me perpendicular, I ain't scared of no ghosts. We been post on ivory and I ain't talking no soul. Pour out a little liquor, but them cats already closed. And I ain't scared to die, man, cause this the life that I chose.
So I smoke, and I drink, get me through the day. So I smoke, and I drink, just to medicate. They got me saying I-D-G-A-F, I don't give a fuck. I-D-G-A-F, I don't give a fuck. I smoke, and I drink, take the pain away, pain away.
Drinking on this shack, got me drowning in this swimming pool. Costing me more to go to prison, and it cost me to go to school. Hustling to pay the rent, I'm living in survival. The homies tell me to come to church, I need more revival. I pray I don't go to hell, I'm tatted up, getting hotter. Screaming fuck the world, blurry eye, tipping that bottle. It's easy to divide a nigga, but I ain't on that Cairo. $1 million ain't shit if I just die tomorrow. I'd rather be a martyr than have to beg and borrow. Niggas living for days, slaves to EBTs and Carnos. I'm looking to a song, I need some inspiration. Using Haru as my motivation. Going ham's my occupation, sacrifice my operation. To kill or be killed, the whole world's my congregation. Bible of the business, it's my story in the making. Last words of Jesus Christ, why have I been forsaken?
So I smoke, and I drink, get me through the day. So I smoke, and I drink, just to medicate. They got me saying I-D-G-A-F, I don't give a fuck. I-D-G-A-F, I don't give a fuck. I smoke, and I drink, take the pain away, pain away. I every day to keep the pain away. Take shots, take rain to keep me medicated. I rate it on a regular, make it through the day. Then I ain't give a fuck. Got niggas know what's up, yeah. I be smoking and I be dreaming each and every day to keep the pain away. And I be smoking and I don't give a fuck, no.
Started with fuck the world.
Oh yeah.
But we gun one, season 4.
Our descendants, like a Dead Sea Scroll in 1,000 years' time.
Right.
What would you think it's worth telling that generation about the life you've lived and the lessons you've learned from it?
Turn that shit up.
The world is trash. I can't believe it's so fast. The more I think it will pass, it lasts. This like watching sand in the hourglass. A new civil rights act, a blast from the past. For 245 years we've been in class. We not learning shit, we've been on the same path. We do 3 before 1, do the math. Knowledge first, niggas pass, go finish class. I last know the bullshit, already know the half. I learned about the king, then I learned about the game. Read all the scriptures, I put it in the stash. Tree bears fruit, gotta know about the plants. Teach all the babies, tell them about the plans. Tell them about the clan, how they clash with the blacks. Tell them about the cops, they the same with the dash. Without that hood in my hood, you getting smashed. Nigga, fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Fuck the new world, you be like this shit is fire. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Work the new world, you be like this shit is fire. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Work the new world, you be like this shit is fire. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Work the new world, you be like this shit is fire. I'm the #1 supplier, here to get you higher. Slanging that truth, I'ma spit it through the wire. Graduation day, Kanye, not for hire. Fuck Donald Trump, we all knew he was a liar. Yeah. Joe Biden ain't really that much higher. The bar super low, that shit is a flat tire. I rap for the people, feel like a town crier. Top of my lungs, voice carry like Mariah. It's a dire situation, retire when you die. Lies to the feds from the box where you lie. They teach you to pursue happy, that's a lie. You run too hard, you won't catch the butterfly, nigga. Fuck the world, stick with my dick into Gaia. Birth the new world, you be like this shit is fire. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Birth the new world, you be like this shit is fire. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Birth the new world, you be like this shit is fire. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Birth the new world, you be like this shit is fire. Pops wasn't there, I was raised by the streets. Mom worked hard to make sure that I would eat. Sneakers on my feet, preparing teaching me. She sat by herself in the motherfucking seat. She could barely speak English, she a fucking queen. This patriarchy made a lot of women weak. Fuck the world, we should have been let them lead. Take heed to my earth, that's word to my seed. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Birth the new world, you be like this shit's fire. Fuck the world, stick my dick into Gaia. Birth the new world, you be like this shit is fire.
My nigga, ayy. Fuck the world.
Season 5.
Echo is his motherfucking name.
Grizzly Beats.
Follow my nigga at Instagram. Echo is his name.
Still the unmatched. I wasn't born, I was happy. I'm a syntax error from an alien batch. I'm from an era where you don't relax on tracks. Go with throats and crack backs. I'm 97 Air Max when I spit on wax. I'm smarter than any professor that's wearing slacks. I'm slim shaky before they relax. Too many pigs, now my dog fuck these snacks. I broke my books and packs fully strapped. We got big boys with 3 stacks of clips. We outcast like black cats, push wigs back like hairdressers with hair dryers. I hold gas. I'm from a place where you can hold that. I'm pro-black, unapologetic, and throw that into any conversation. I own that. Like these niggas still round, but he's so whack. I'm so intact, healthy, mentally, know that. I look jacket mental in a rental selling crack. Had a backpack full of smack. I was at my job, sack with hella snacks. In fact, I used a couple of supervisors in the back. I always knew working full-time was whack. I was meant for more than chasing stacks. I had to face the fact that I'm different and y'all whack. That old thinking is whack. Hold us back. I hope the rap shit goes to my heart like wiretaps. On anybody that works for the devil like Black. All these monkeys throw the game in the back, motherfucker. I can't stop. I'm unstoppable. I can't stop.
I'm unstoppable. I can't stop. I'm unstoppable. I can't stop. I'm unstoppable.
I can't stop. I'm unstoppable. I can't stop. I'm unstoppable. I can't stop. I'm unstoppable.
I can't stop. I'm unstoppable.
Picked up an atom. I'm a bunch of atoms. There was no Eve. There was no Adam. There was just a pattern. You couldn't fathom. To these mental hoes, I'm like a madam. Oh, he got game, I'm Ray Allen. I rain havoc from the corner splashing. I'm the automatic with the action. Even wrong night for the addicts, lip stacking. Even back then, niggas knew the dog playing. I was cramming information like computers hacking. I was breaking the fabric and space-time speaking Spanish. I'm Latin, I'm not Hispanic. I'm I'm a wrecking ball. I reckon you stand back, baby. I'm a stampede, smashing everything standing. I'm outstanding, I only rap standing. I never sit when I spit, that's outlandish. The honeymoon is over for you Ralph Cramdens. I can't be stopped. I'm unstoppable. I can't be stopped. Like I always say, I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm unstoppable.